Hey guys, Untitled Chapter, and I'm here at ASUS's booth where they've just shown off what they're calling the world's most powerful 14-inch gaming notebook, which we'll come to in a second. We'll get to the specs, but the sort of gimmicky first thing you notice is this big light array on the back. There's around 1200 mini LEDs, and you can actually customize what it says. You can show a bunch of text, you could do an equalizer like your levels on your audio playback. So the technical name for this is the Anime or Anime LED Matrix. There's a whole fancy marketing term for it. Outside on the show floor, they were showing this off on top of sort of an audio deck, so I can imagine people who are DJing in bars might like some stuff going on there. Although we have actually had some trouble with it. This is a pre-production model, of course, so it's not final software, and I can't actually show you the customization software. So I was told that by default, when you unplug the battery, the LED lights will turn off to save power. So the idea is that you'd only use it when plugged in or occasionally on battery mode. So it's not constantly flashing and annoying everyone when you whip it out at Starbucks. If you think it's all a bit gimmicky though, you can buy the G14 without the lights, which actually makes it a little bit lighter, thinner, and also cheaper, but it is nice to have the option. So it definitely makes it stand out, but it's probably not the reason why you want to rush out and buy this. Really, I think it's the specs, the form factor. As I say, ASUS are calling this the world's most powerful 14-inch laptop. And so inside, we're looking at the latest AMD 4000 series processors. They're 8-core chips, 16 threads. So ASUS are actually using a brand new custom AMD 4800HS, which is a special 35-watt edition, although it shares the same clock speeds and cores as the standard 4800H. And along with up to 32 gigs of RAM and a 1TB NVMe SSD, the G14 can be spec'd with a RTX 2060 Max-Q graphics card. In a laptop this thin and light, we're looking at about 1.6 kilograms, around 17 millimeters thick. I'll take the power out now. It is a pretty compact and powerful laptop. Obviously, the Max-Q variant of the 2060 is a little bit less powerful and underclocked versus the standard 2060, but you'll still get pretty good gaming performance on this. So there's actually 3 versions of this laptop. There's a 1080p 60Hz, a 1080p 120Hz, and a 1440p 60Hz. Going back to the original point of this being sort of for gamers and creators, we're looking at 100% sRGB coverage, Pantone certification, and also adaptive sync or FreeSync, so that'll help reduce screen tearing in games. Design-wise, the G14 has a magnesium chassis to keep it light, and it does look good, although there's definitely a slightly gamery, cyberpunky look to it, especially with the keyboard and power button. Speaking of which, the power button actually doubles as a fingerprint reader, and so you can turn it on and log in with just a single touch. So I've only had a quick hands-on with this, but so far I like it. I'm impressed by the specs, given the form factor. I wish the touchpad was a bit bigger. It does feel quite small, especially for a 2020 laptop. And also I'm having some issues with the touchpad in terms of responsiveness, but like that rear LED matrix thing, this obviously is a pre-production model. So hopefully those things will be fixed, and I'll of course test that in my full review. We've also got a pretty good selection of ports as well, everything from full-size HDMI to USB-A, USB-C. The one fairly big downside though is there's no Thunderbolt 3 support, since it uses an AMD chip and Intel don't want to share the Thunderbolt 3 tech with them. So we're limited to slightly slower USB-C ports. You might be able to hear that. That's Matt Moniz next door doing his spiel on the same laptop. Actually, he has the black version of this. I've got the white one, which I think stands out a little bit more, but it does come in 2 different colors. But hopefully, he's not too loud and he's not ruining this video. There he is. There he is. There he is. So a couple of other things to mention. First of all, if you come down with me here, you can see that ASUS are using their Ergo Lift design. So as I open it up, it lifts the keyboard up a bit, which helps with airflow and cooling, but also gives you a slightly more comfortable keyboard position. We also have, I think, around an 83% screen to body ratio. The top and side bezels are fairly thin, but there's quite a chunky chin at the bottom. It's nice, it's fairly compact, but certainly not the sleekest or smallest 14-inch laptop on the market. They're saying it's the most powerful, not the smallest. They've also made the power adapter a little bit smaller and lighter, which is important because most of the time you're carrying both with you, so there's no point having a super light laptop if you've got a big power brick with it. But not only that, while this does charge the laptop obviously at full speed, you can top this up via the USB-C port. So you can actually use your phone charger. It won't sort of keep the battery topped up while gaming, but if you're just doing, browsing the internet, streaming videos, you can actually use your phone charger, USB-C, obviously not iPhone yet, fingers crossed this year, but that'll top this up a little bit. So unless you're playing games, you can actually leave the main power adapter at home. ASUS are also quoting up to 10 hours of battery life, which is pretty impressive, although that is something I'll have to test properly in my full review. Now, ASUS wouldn't confirm pricing, but I was told it'll start from around £1,000 and top out at about £2,000. So that's just a quick look at the new ASUS ROG Zephyrus G14, bit of a mouthful. I'll of course put updated pricing and availability in the description when I know more, and I'll also do a full review of this when I can get my grubby hands on it back at the studio. But for now, what do you think of this? Do you think the LED panel matrix personalized thing on the back is a good idea or a bit of a gimmick? Let me know in the poll at the top right. And also whether you think you consider buying something like this. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you want to see more of me, if you're not sick of my voice just yet, then why not hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you next time right here on the Tech Chap.